The American herbal supplement market just crossed $13 billion in annual sales. Elderberry alone moved over $145 million through retail last year. And golden seal, a plant that grows in the shade of ordinary backyard trees, has buyers literally begging for more supply than growers can deliver. But here is what caught my attention. The small farms growing these herbs are not factory operations. They are backyard plots and wooded homesteads run by folks who already know how to grow things. Many of them are retirees. I am Jake, and today I am going to walk you through 9 Native American medicinal herbs that real pharmacies and supplement companies are actively buying from small growers right now. Some of these you can harvest in your first year. Others can earn you over $500 a pound. And the regulatory barrier to selling them is far lower than you probably think. If this kind of practical, no-nonsense gardening knowledge is what you have been looking for, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now. I put out new videos regularly on turning your backyard skills into real income, and I do not want you to miss a single one. Number 9. Yarrow. If you have ever driven past a meadow in summer and noticed clusters of flat-topped white flowers growing along the road, you were probably looking at yarrow. This plant grows almost anywhere across North America, and it is about as close to a zero-effort medicinal crop as you will find. Native American tribes across the continent relied on yarrow for one critical purpose: stopping bleeding. Cherokee healers carried it in their medicine pouches. Tribes in California and Nevada used it for colds and fevers. Pacific Northwest peoples brewed yarrow tea for pain and sleep. The genus name Achillea comes from the Greek warrior Achilles, but yarrow's medicinal use in North America goes back thousands of years before that story was written down. For growers, yarrow is incredibly forgiving. It thrives in zones 3 through 9, handles drought like a champion, and actually prefers poor soil. You do not need to baby this plant. Space them about 18 inches apart. Give them full sun and stand back. A single 100-square-foot patch of yarrow can produce over 10 pounds of dried herb per season, and you can take multiple harvests from the same plants. Dried organic yarrow sells for $10 to $18 per pound to wholesale buyers like Mountain Rose Herbs and Frontier Co-op. That is not going to make you rich on its own, but yarrow is the perfect starter crop because it teaches you the drying, packaging, and selling process with almost no risk. And once you have that process down, the higher value herbs on this list become much easier to tackle. If you are finding this useful so far, take a moment to tap that subscribe button below the video. Every new subscriber helps this channel reach more gardeners like you, and I have a lot more practical growing information coming your way. Number 8. Skullcap. This little member of the mint family does not look like much. It grows about a foot tall with tiny blue flowers along the stem. Cherokee healers recognized something special about skullcap centuries ago. They brewed it into a nerve-soothing tea, and that traditional knowledge eventually traveled across the Atlantic Ocean to Great Britain, where British physicians adopted it in the 1800s. Today, skullcap is a staple ingredient in relaxation and sleep formulas sold in health food stores and pharmacies nationwide. It shows up in combination products alongside valerian and passion flower, and supplement companies need a steady domestic supply. Growing skullcap is about as simple as it gets. Zones 4 to 8, full sun to partial shade, and moist, rich soil. You harvest by cutting the aerial parts, meaning the stems, leaves, and flowers above the ground. No root digging required, which is a big deal if bending and kneeling are not your favorite activities. According to North Carolina State University Extension, skullcap can return between $2,500 and $7,700 per acre. Organic dried skullcap sells for $14 to $30 per pound. You can get your first harvest within the first growing season. One important note: skullcap is sometimes adulterated with a plant called germander, which can cause liver problems. Buyers pay a premium for authenticated, domestically grown skullcap because they know exactly what they are getting. That works in your favor. Number 7. Echinacea. If there is one Native American medicinal plant that the modern world has truly embraced, it is echinacea. Those tall purple cone flowers blooming in gardens across the country are the same plants that Plains Indian tribes depended on for centuries. Researchers have documented echinacea use across at least 19 different Native American tribes, including the Lakota Sioux, Cheyenne, Pawnee, Comanche, and Crow. The Kiowa Apache called it the medicine that makes you numb. Tribes used it for everything from toothaches and snake bites to sore throats and wound care. The global echinacea extract market reached over $2 billion in 2024, growing at better than 11% annually. It is the backbone of the immune support supplement category, and manufacturers need enormous quantities of dried root and aerial parts to keep up. Echinacea purpurea grows in zones 3 through 9, loves full sun, and handles drought well once it gets established. It is a perennial, meaning you plant it once and it keeps coming back. The flowers grow 3 to 5 feet tall, so you can harvest the aerial parts at standing height without bending over. Root harvest is optional and happens at year 3 or year 4 for higher value. Dried organic echinacea root sells for $18 to $28 per pound. The aerial parts bring $12 to $18 per pound. North Carolina State Extension reports yields of over 3,000 pounds of dried tops per acre under good conditions. Even a modest backyard patch of echinacea can generate meaningful income while looking beautiful in your garden beds at the same time. Number 6. Passion flower, native calming sleep herb. When Spanish missionaries first arrived in the southeastern United States, they encountered a vine with one of the most striking flowers in all of nature. They named it the passion flower because they saw Christian symbolism in its elaborate purple and white blooms. Indigenous peoples of the region had been using native passion flower species long before any Europeans arrived, brewing the leaves into calming infusions for restlessness and nervous tension. Today, passion flower is a key ingredient in the fast-growing sleep and anxiety supplement category. It appears in sleep teas, calming capsules, and combination formulas sold through companies like Gaia Herbs, Herb Farm, and Traditional Medicinals. Organic dried passion flower sells for $14 to $25 per pound. This is a vigorous climbing vine that can reach 15 to 25 feet, so you will need a trellis or fence. It grows reliably in zones 6 through 9, wants full sun and well-drained soil, and produces harvestable leaves, flowers, and stems within the first year or two. The bonus is that passion flower also produces edible fruit called maypops, giving you a second product to sell or enjoy. The vine does spread aggressively by suckers, so keep that in mind when you choose your planting spot. Now, if you have been watching this far, I want to ask you a quick favor. If you are enjoying this kind of detailed, practical breakdown, please hit subscribe and tap the bell icon so you get notified when I post new videos. I cover medicinal herbs, profitable backyard growing, and homestead income strategies every single week, and the next few videos in particular are ones you will not want to miss. Number 5. Elderberry. American elderberry is native to this continent, and Native American tribes put every part of this plant to work. They brewed elderflower tea for fevers, colds, and headaches. They made poultices from the bark for wounds. Archaeologists have found elderberry plants growing near ancient Native American settlement sites and burial grounds, suggesting a deep, long-standing relationship between these communities and this remarkable shrub. In the modern supplement market, elderberry is a heavyweight. It generated over $145 million in mainstream retail sales in 2024, making it the second highest-selling herbal supplement in America. Elderberry syrups, gummies, and capsules line the shelves of every pharmacy and health food store in the country, and the companies making those products need berries. Elderberry grows in zones 3 through 9. Plant at least 2 different cultivars, like Bob Gordon and Wilderwood, for cross-pollination. You will see a small crop in year 2 and full production by years 3 to 5. A mature elderberry bush produces 12 to 15 pounds of berries per season, and according to Oklahoma State University Extension, a full acre can yield up to 12,000 pounds. Organic dried elderberries sell for $12 to $20 per pound at wholesale. Even 2 or 3 bushes in your backyard can produce 25 to 45 pounds of berries annually. Just remember that raw elderberries must be cooked before processing. The raw berries, leaves, and stems contain compounds that can cause nausea. Number 4. Oregon grape. Oregon grape is the state flower of Oregon, and Pacific Northwest tribes, including the Nlaka'pamux, have used its root bark as an antimicrobial remedy for generations. They treated digestive conditions, skin ailments, and used it as a general wellness tonic. What makes Oregon grape especially interesting right now is a compound called berberine. Berberine went viral on social media in 2023 and 2024 when influencers started calling it nature's Ozempic. And that wave of attention nearly doubled sales of barberry family herbs overnight. Oregon grape contains the same berberine found in golden seal, and because golden seal is scarce and expensive, supplement companies are turning to Oregon grape as a sustainable alternative. This is an evergreen understory shrub that grows in zones 5 through 9 under partial to full shade. It handles poor soil, tolerates drought once established, and reaches 3 to 6 feet at maturity. Root bark is harvestable after about 3 years, and you can also sell the berries. Dried root brings $12 to $20 per pound. As a landscape shrub that basically takes care of itself, Oregon grape is a low-effort way to grow a high-demand medicinal crop, especially if you already have shaded areas on your property that are not producing anything else. United Plant Savers lists Oregon grape as an 8-risk species due to overharvesting in the wild. That means cultivated supply from small growers is exactly what the market needs. Number 3. Black cohosh. The word cohosh comes from the Algonquian language, and this woodland herb has been part of Native American medicine for centuries. Cherokee healers used rhizome infusions for rheumatism, coughs, and menstrual support. Algonquian tribes treated kidney ailments and sore throats. Black cohosh was important enough to be listed in the United States Pharmacopoeia as early as 1830 under the name black snakeroot. Today, black cohosh is the primary ingredient in menopause support formulas, and that is a huge and growing market as the baby boom generation ages. Supplement companies like Gaia Herbs, Nature's Way, and Herb Farm need reliable supplies. Now, here is where this herb gets really interesting for small growers. Standard wildcrafted black cohosh sells for just $1 to $6 per pound. Not very exciting. But black cohosh that is certified through the Forest Grown Verification Program, run by United Plant Savers, sells for $25 per pound. That is a premium of up to 25 times the standard price, just for proving that your herbs were cultivated responsibly in a woodland setting rather than stripped from the wild. Black cohosh grows in zones 3 through 8 under 75 to 80% shade. It needs rich, moist, humus-heavy soil, the kind you find naturally in a mature forest. Space plants 18 to 24 inches apart and harvest the roots at 3 to 4 years. The plants are also quite beautiful, sending up tall white flower spikes that reach 4 to 6 feet, making them an attractive addition to any shade garden. North Carolina State Extension describes black cohosh as easy to cultivate. Number 2. Golden seal. Cherokee healers mixed golden seal root with bear fat to create an insect repellent. They also brewed root decoctions as a wash for skin diseases and as a general health tonic. Iroquois healers treated whooping cough, liver problems, and eye inflammation with golden seal preparations. The Catawba boiled the root for jaundice. Tribes across Appalachia prized golden seal's brilliant yellow root as a natural dye for clothing and baskets. In the supplement industry, golden seal is one of the most sought-after herbs in North America. and demand consistently exceeds supply. 29% of top nutraceutical companies offer standalone Golden Seal products, and over half include it in combination formulas, especially paired with echinacea for immune support. Cultivated Golden Seal root sells for $30 to $50 per pound to the grower, and wholesale prices for dried root can reach over $60 per pound. Golden Seal requires 70 to 80% shade, making it ideal for woodland plots or areas under shade cloth. It wants rich humus soil that stays consistently moist, and you propagate it primarily by dividing the rhizomes rather than growing from seed. Harvest happens at 3 to 5 years. According to Penn State Extension, a well-managed Golden Seal planting can produce income of $25,000 to $30,000 per acre. Even a small shaded bed can become a serious income source. Golden Seal is listed as at risk by United Plant Savers and is protected under international CITES regulations for export. Buyers increasingly prefer cultivated Golden Seal over wild harvested, not just for sustainability reasons, but because cultivated roots often contain higher concentrations of the active alkaloids that manufacturers need. Number 1. American Ginseng. Cherokee people referred to ginseng as the great man, and they recited prayers before harvesting the root, placing a bead in the hole as a form of payment to the earth. The Ojibwa practiced an early form of conservation by always planting a seed after digging each root, ensuring the next generation of plants would grow. Iroquois and Mohawk healers used ginseng as a panacea, and it was Iroquois knowledge that led a French Jesuit priest named Father Lafitau to discover American ginseng growing near an Iroquois village around 1716. That discovery launched a transatlantic trade that continues to this day. American ginseng is the single highest value medicinal herb you can grow in North America. Wild ginseng roots sell for $500 to over $1,000 per pound. Wild simulated roots, meaning cultivated roots grown in natural woodland conditions, so they develop the gnarled appearance of wild roots, bring $250 to $500 per pound. Even field-cultivated ginseng sells for $20 to $50 per pound. The catch is patience. Wild simulated ginseng takes 5 to 7 years to reach harvestable size. It requires 70 to 80% shade under hardwood trees, rich humus soil, and well-drained conditions. 19 states regulate ginseng harvest with specific season dates, minimum plant age requirements, and harvester licenses. You need to know your state's rules before you start. But for growers who have woodland on their property and the patience to wait, American ginseng is the ultimate long-game investment. You can also sell seeds and rootlets in the interim years while waiting for your main crop to mature. If you found this video helpful, I would truly appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel right now. I put out new videos every week covering medicinal herb growing, backyard income strategies, and practical homesteading knowledge designed specifically for folks who want to put their gardening experience to work. Hit subscribe so you do not miss the next one. I will see you there.